Virgin wealthy CEO never touched a woman until he hired a divorced private chef. 3 weeks after publicly humiliating the only woman who'd ever touched his heart, Noah discovered the truth hidden in her abandoned pantry. Have you watched social media destroy a relationship before your eyes? Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Warm welcome to the family. Enjoy the story. The 24-year-old billionaire tech CEO stood in his empty Austin mansion, staring at a paternity test that would destroy everything he thought he knew about love. 3 weeks after publicly humiliating the only woman who'd ever touched his heart, Noah discovered the truth hidden in her abandoned pantry. The viral video claiming she was married? Fake. The pregnancy she never mentioned? Real. And the father? Him. What happens when America's most successful virgin falls for a woman the internet says is using him? Have you ever trusted someone completely, only to have the world convince you they're lying? Have you watched social media destroy a relationship before your eyes? This is the story of how one fake video, one jealous ex, and one hidden pregnancy nearly destroyed a billion-dollar empire. But what Noah found in that pantry will change everything you think you know about love, betrayal, and second chances. If you've ever wondered whether love can survive public humiliation, hit that subscribe button and tell us in the comments. Do you believe in forgiveness after betrayal? Now, let me take you back to where it all began. Noah Sterling wasn't your typical 24-year-old. While most guys his age were playing video games or chasing girls at bars, he was running a billion-dollar AI company from his glass mansion in Austin, Texas. But here's the thing nobody knew. Behind all that success was a man who'd never been kissed. Growing up in Connecticut with a Wall Street father who treated emotions like bad investments and a mother who quoted Bible verses about purity every time a woman appeared on TV, Noah learned early that feelings were dangerous territory. His father, Richard Sterling, built his hedge fund empire by staying cold and calculating. His mother, Margaret, built her world around church committees and judging other people's choices. Focus on your studies, Noah, his father would say. Women are distractions. Build your empire first. Keep yourself pure, his mother would add. The right Christian woman will come when God decides. So Noah did exactly that. He buried himself in code, algorithms, and late-night programming sessions. By 19, he'd sold his first app for $2 million. By 22, his AI company was worth $500 million. By 24, he was Forbes' youngest billionaire. But success came with a price. Noah could negotiate million-dollar deals without breaking a sweat, but ordering pizza over the phone made him nervous. He could speak to thousands of investors, but making eye contact with a woman for more than 3 seconds sent his heart racing. His Austin mansion was a fortress of glass and steel, overlooking the city skyline. 10 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, a swimming pool, and a kitchen that could feed 50 people. But most nights, Noah ate frozen dinners alone, watching Netflix in his home theater that seated 20. He told himself he was happy. He told himself he was focused. He told himself that love was just a chemical reaction that interfered with logical thinking. The truth? He was lonely as hell. His employees respected him. His investors trusted him. Magazine covers called him a genius. But at night, when the mansion went quiet and the city lights twinkled below, Noah felt like the richest man in the world with nothing that mattered. That's when his assistants suggested hiring a private chef. "You're eating garbage, Noah," Jennifer said, pointing at his third energy bar of the day. "You're worth $1 billion. Act like it." "I don't need someone cooking for me," Noah replied, not looking up from his computer screen. "You need someone taking care of you," she shot back. "Already found the perfect person. She starts Monday." Noah wanted to argue, but Jennifer was already walking away. She'd been with him since the beginning, and she was the only person who could get away with bossing him around. He had no idea that Monday would change his life forever. Ariel Washington stepped out of her beat-up Honda Civic and stared at the mansion that looked like something from a movie. 3 years ago, she was living in a trailer park in Memphis, married to a man who hit her when his rap career didn't take off. Now she was standing in front of a billionaire's house in Austin, about to cook for the richest man in Texas. She'd come a long way, but not far enough. At 22, Ariel had already lived 3 lifetimes. Married at 18 to Marcus, a wannabe rapper who promised her the world but delivered nothing but black eyes and empty promises. Divorced at 20 when she finally found the courage to leave. Single mom at 21 when their son Jaden was born 6 months after the divorce papers were signed. Moving to Atlanta was supposed to be her fresh start. She'd enrolled in culinary school, worked 3 jobs, and learned that her grandmother's Southern cooking could make grown men cry tears of joy. But culinary school cost money she didn't have, and bills don't stop coming just because you're chasing dreams. When the private chef opportunity in Austin came up, offering more money in 1 month than she'd made in 6 months of catering gigs, Ariel didn't hesitate. She packed everything she owned, arranged for her sister to watch Jaden, and drove 300 miles to Texas. She wasn't coming to play house. She was coming to stack checks. The mansion's front door opened before she could knock. A woman in her 30s with perfectly styled hair and a business suit smiled at her. "You must be Ariel. I'm Jennifer, Noah's assistant. He's probably hiding in his office pretending he doesn't need help." Ariel followed Jennifer through rooms that looked like they belonged in a magazine. Everything was white, black, or gray. Clean lines, expensive furniture, and not a single personal touch anywhere. "He's shy," Jennifer explained as they walked toward the kitchen. "Brilliant, but shy. Don't take it personally if he doesn't talk much at first." The kitchen was a chef's dream. Professional grade everything. More counter space than most restaurants, and appliances that cost more than most people's cars. But it felt cold and used like a showroom display. "When was the last time anyone cooked here?" Ariel asked, running her hand along the pristine granite countertop. "Honestly, I don't think anyone ever has. Noah lives on energy bars and takeout. That's why you're here." That's when he appeared in the doorway. Noah Sterling was tall, maybe 6'2", with dark hair that looked like he'd been running his fingers through it and green eyes that seemed to see everything but connect with nothing. He wore a wrinkled t-shirt and jeans that probably cost more than Ariel's rent. "You're the chef," he said, not quite a question. "I'm Ariel," she replied, extending her hand. He stared at it for a moment before shaking it quickly, like he was afraid it might burn him. "I don't really need." "You need to eat real food," Jennifer interrupted. "Ariel, ignore him. Cook whatever you want. He'll eat it." And with that, she left them alone. The silence stretched between them like a bridge neither wanted to cross. "So," Ariel said finally, "what do you like to eat?" Noah looked at her like she'd asked him to solve world hunger. I don't know. Food." That's when Ariel knew she wasn't just there to cook. She was there to teach a billionaire how to live. By the end of the first week, Ariel had transformed Noah's kitchen from a sterile showroom into a place where magic happened. The smell of her grandmother's cornbread filled the mansion. Her shrimp and grits made Noah close his eyes and actually smile. Her fried chicken was so good, he asked for seconds, then thirds. But it wasn't just the food that was changing Noah. It was her. Ariel didn't treat him like a billionaire. She didn't walk on eggshells or agree with everything he said. When he tried to eat standing up over the sink, she pointed to the dining room and said, "Sit down and eat like a human being." When he answered work calls during dinner, she turned off his phone and said, "Business can wait. This is food time." For the first time in his life, Noah looked forward to coming home. On Friday evening, after a dinner of pot roast that made him understand why people wrote songs about Southern cooking, Noah did something that surprised them both. "I want to ask you something," he said, his hands shaking slightly as he set down his fork. Ariel looked up from her own plate, noticing how he couldn't quite meet her eyes. "What's on your mind?" "I'll pay you $1 million to spend one night with me." The words hung in the air like smoke. Ariel's fork clattered to her plate. "Excuse me." Noah's face turned red. Not what you think. I mean, just to talk. Just to be here. With someone." "Noah, what are you saying?" He stood up, pacing behind his chair like a caged animal. I don't know how to do this. Real conversations. I can talk about algorithms and profit margins and market strategies, but I don't know how to just be with someone." Ariel studied his face, seeing something she hadn't noticed before. Behind the awkwardness and the billions of dollars was a man who was genuinely, completely lonely. You want to pay me to talk to you? I know it sounds crazy, but I've been thinking about it all week. You're the first person who's ever treated me like just a person, not a bank account or a business opportunity or a charity case. Just Noah. And you think putting a price tag on conversation is the answer? I think I don't know any other way to ask for what I need. Ariel leaned back in her chair, processing what she'd just heard. She'd seen wealthy men before, men who thought money could buy anything. But Noah wasn't trying to buy her. He was trying to buy connection, and he was so starved for it that he didn't even know how to ask for it properly. What would we talk about for $1 million? Everything. Nothing. I want to know what it's like to grow up with siblings. I want to know why you left Memphis. I want to know what makes you laugh. I want to know what it feels like to have someone actually listen when you talk. And you think I'd only do that for money? I think you're here to do a job, and I'm asking you to do a different job. Ariel stood up, walking around the table until she was standing in front of him. Noah, look at me. He did, and for the first time, he didn't look away. I don't want your money for conversation, but I'll make you a deal. Every night after dinner, we sit in your living room and talk. No phones, no work, no business. Just two people getting to know each other. And you don't pay me a dime extra for it. Why would you do that? Because everybody deserves to be heard. That night, they talked until sunrise. And Noah learned that connection couldn't be bought. It could only be earned. The next 2 weeks changed everything. Every evening after dinner, Noah and Ariel would sit in his living room, him on the leather couch, her in the armchair across from him, and talk. At first, Noah was stiff, formal, like he was conducting a business meeting. But gradually, something shifted. Tell me about your son, Noah said one evening, surprising them both. Ariel's face lit up. Jaden's 5. He's got this laugh that could power a city. And he's smart, scary smart. He can already read chapter books, and he builds these elaborate structures with his blocks that look like actual buildings. Do you miss him? Every second. But I'm doing this for him. This job pays enough to get us our own place, maybe even start a college fund. Noah nodded, understanding sacrifice in a way most people his age never would. What about you? Ariel asked. What were you like at 5? Quiet. I spent most of my time in my room, reading programming books my dad brought home. I taught myself to code before I learned to ride a bike. That's kind of sad. I thought it was normal. Did you have friends? Books were my friends. Computers were my friends. People were complicated. As the days passed, their conversations grew deeper. Noah told her about the pressure of being a child prodigy, about parents who loved his achievements but never seemed to love him. Ariel shared stories about growing up poor, about a mother who worked 3 jobs and still found time to teach her daughter that cooking was an act of love. I used to think love was weakness, Noah admitted one night. My dad always said emotions were liabilities in business. Your dad sounds like a real piece of work. He is, but he's also the reason I'm successful. Success without happiness is just expensive misery. Noah looked at her, really looked at her, and felt something shift inside his chest. You're not like anyone I've ever met. Because I'm not impressed by your money. Because you see me. The walls between them weren't just coming down. They were crumbling completely. Noah started asking Jennifer to cancel his evening meetings so he could be home for dinner. He bought ingredients Ariel mentioned wanted to try. He even asked her to teach him to cook. This is how you make cornbread, she said, standing behind him at the stove, her hands guiding his as he stirred the batter. It's harder than it looks. Most good things are. When their hands touched, neither of them pulled away. When she laughed at his terrible stirring technique, he felt something he'd never experienced before. The desire to make someone happy, not impress them. But 300 miles away in Memphis, someone was watching Ariel's social media posts. Someone who'd seen her check-ins from Austin, her photos of expensive kitchen equipment, her obvious happiness. Marcus Williams, her ex-husband, was getting very interested in his ex-wife's new life, and he was about to make it his business to destroy it. Marcus Williams stared at his phone screen, scrolling through Ariel's Instagram for the 10th time that day. His cramped Memphis apartment smelled like stale pizza and broken dreams. Empty beer bottles covered every surface, and the eviction notice on his door served as a daily reminder of how far he'd fallen. 2 years ago, he'd been convinced he was the next big thing in rap. He'd spent their grocery money on studio time, their rent money on a music video that got 37 views, and their future on a dream that everyone but him could see was never going to happen. Now his ex-wife was living in a mansion in Austin, posting pictures of gourmet meals and luxury kitchens, while he was eating ramen noodles and dodging his landlord. "This is some bull," he muttered, clicking on her latest post. A perfectly plated salmon dish that looked like it belonged in a magazine. Marcus had always been good at finding things out. In his neighborhood, information was currency, and he'd learned to collect it like some people collected stamps. It took him exactly 3 hours to figure out who Ariel was working for. Noah Sterling, 24 years old, billionaire, tech genius, and according to every article Marcus could find, completely inexperienced with women. Virgin billionaire, Marcus said out loud, laughing bitterly. Man, she really hit the jackpot. He spent the next week researching everything he could about Noah. The man was richer than God, awkward as hell, and had never been seen with a woman in public. Ever. "She's playing him," Marcus told his cousin Dre over beers at their usual dive bar. "You know how Ariel is with that innocent act. She's probably got him wrapped around her finger already. Man, why you even care? Y'all been divorced for 2 years. Because she's my son's mother, and she's out there making me look bad, living in some rich white boy's house, probably telling him all kinds of lies about me. Or maybe she's just working, Marcus. Maybe she's trying to build a better life for Jaden." Marcus drained his beer and slammed the bottle on the bar. "No, man, I know her. She's working him just like she worked me, and I'm not going to let her get away with it." That night, Marcus went through every photo and video he'd ever taken of Ariel. Their wedding day, their honeymoon, the few good times before everything went bad. Then he found exactly what he was looking for. Hidden in his phone's memory was a video from their courthouse wedding. Ariel in a simple white dress, laughing as they signed the papers. She looked happy, genuinely happy, in a way that made Marcus's chest tight with something that might have been regret if he'd been capable of honest emotions. But regret wasn't going to pay his bills or restore his ego. Marcus opened his laptop and started researching video editing software. He wasn't tech-savvy like Noah, but he knew enough to make a few simple changes. Change the date stamp. Add some recent photos. Make it look like the wedding had happened last month instead of 4 years ago. If she wants to play games, Marcus said to himself, "Let's play games." He spent 3 days perfecting the video, adding subtle details, creating fake social media posts, building a story that would be just believable enough to destroy everything Ariel had built. The plan was simple. Release the video, claim Ariel was already married, and watch Noah's world crumble. Rich men had fragile egos, and Marcus was betting that Noah's would shatter like glass when he realized he'd been played by a married woman. Marcus uploaded the video to YouTube, tagged it with Noah's name and company, and shared it across every social media platform he could find. Then he sat back and waited for the chaos to begin. He didn't have to wait long. 3 weeks had passed since Marcus uploaded his revenge video, but Noah and Ariel were living in their own world, completely unaware of the storm heading their way. Their evening conversations had evolved into something deeper. Noah would finish work early just to help Ariel prep dinner. She'd catch him stealing glances at her while she cooked, and instead of feeling uncomfortable, she found herself looking forward to those moments. "Taste this," Ariel said one evening, holding a spoon of her new pasta sauce up to Noah's lips. He leaned forward, and when his lips touched the spoon, their eyes met. The sauce was perfect, but neither of them was thinking about food anymore. "Good," she asked softly. "Perfect," he whispered, but he wasn't talking about the sauce. That night, after dinner, they sat closer on the couch than usual. Noah had been telling her about his first programming success, but he stopped mid-sentence when he realized she was studying his face. "What? You're different than I thought you'd be," she said. "Different how? The articles make you sound like this cold, calculating business machine. But you're not. You're just scared. Scared of what? Of being hurt. Of letting someone close enough to matter." Noah felt his chest tighten. No one had ever seen through him so clearly. "What if I disappoint you? What if you don't?" When he kissed her, it was soft, tentative, like he was afraid she might disappear. When she kissed him back, It was with the certainty of a woman who'd found something real in a world full of fake. "I've never," Noah started to say. "I know," Ariel whispered. "We don't have to do anything you're not ready for." But Noah was ready. For the first time in his life, he was ready to trust someone completely. They spent the next week in a bubble of happiness that felt too good to be real. Noah would wake up early just to watch Ariel cook breakfast, amazed that someone so beautiful wanted to be in his kitchen, in his life. Ariel would catch herself humming while she worked, something she hadn't done since before Marcus. "I need to bring Jaden to meet you," she said one morning, flipping pancakes. "You do. He's my whole world, Noah. If we're going to be whatever this is, he needs to be part of it. What if he doesn't like me?" "He will. You're good with kids, you just don't know it yet." The next weekend, Ariel's sister drove Jaden to Austin. Noah was more nervous about meeting a 5-year-old than he'd been about his first board meeting. "Mr. Noah," Jaden announced, running into the mansion like he owned it. "Mama says you're really smart and you have a big TV." "Yes, I do have a big TV. Can we watch cartoons?" Within an hour, Noah was sitting on his expensive couch with a 5-year-old curled up against the side, watching animated movies and sharing popcorn. Ariel watched from the doorway, her heart doing things she promised herself she wouldn't let it do. "He likes you," she said later, after Jaden had fallen asleep between them during the third movie. "He's amazing. You're an incredible mother, and you're going to be an incredible father someday." The words hung in the air like a promise neither of them was ready to make out loud. That night, after Jaden was tucked into one of the guest rooms, Noah and Ariel finally crossed the line they'd been dancing around for weeks. "Are you sure?" she asked, her hands on his chest. "I've never been more sure of anything in my life." When Noah woke up the next morning with Ariel in his arms, he felt like he'd finally figured out what all the songs and movies were about. Love wasn't just a chemical reaction. It was coming home to someone who saw all of you and chose to stay anyway. But while they were building their perfect little world, Marcus's video was spreading across the internet like wildfire. And by Monday morning, everything would change. Monday morning started like every other morning for the past month. Noah woke up with Ariel curled against his side, made coffee while she cooked breakfast, and felt like the luckiest man alive. Then Jennifer burst into the kitchen looking like she'd seen a ghost. "Noah, we have a problem. A big problem." "What's wrong?" Ariel asked, but Jennifer was staring at Noah like Ariel wasn't even there. "Your phone's been blowing up since 5 a.m. There's a video about her." Jennifer pointed at Ariel without looking at her. Noah's stomach dropped. "What kind of video?" Jennifer handed him her tablet. The YouTube video had 3 million views and counting. The title read, "Billionaire Noah Sterling gets played by married woman. Exclusive wedding footage." The video showed Ariel in a white dress, laughing as she signed marriage papers. The timestamp said it was from last month. There were photos of her and a man who looked like trouble, captions claiming she was still married, comments calling her a gold digger, and worse. "Noah, this isn't real," Ariel said, her voice shaking as she watched the video over his shoulder. "That's from my wedding to Marcus 4 years ago. We've been divorced for 2 years. The timestamp says last month," Noah said quietly. "Timestamps can be changed. Noah, you have to believe me. This is fake." But Noah was reading the comments. Thousands of them. People calling him naive, stupid, a virgin who got played by the first woman to pay him attention. They were sharing memes, making jokes, turning his private life into entertainment. His phone started ringing. Investors, board members, reporters. Noah Sterling's reputation is built on being smarter than everyone else, one comment read. "Turns out he's just another rich fool who got played by a pretty face." "This is bad," Jennifer said, pacing the kitchen. "The stock price is already dropping. The board is calling an emergency meeting." "It's fake," Ariel shouted. "I can prove it. I have divorce papers, I have. Why didn't you tell me you were married?" Noah asked, his voice cold in a way Ariel had never heard before. "I did tell you. I told you about Marcus, about the divorce, about everything. You never mentioned being married recently. Because I wasn't. Noah, look at me. You know me. You know I wouldn't lie to you." But Noah was looking at the video again, at the comments, at the way his perfectly ordered world was crumbling in real time. I need to handle this, he said, standing up abruptly. I need to fix this. We can fix this together, Ariel said, reaching for him. No, he stepped back. I need to fix this myself. This is my company, my reputation. What about us? I don't know what us is anymore. The words hit Ariel like a physical blow. You're going to believe strangers on the internet over me. I'm going to believe what I can see with my own eyes. Then you're not the man I thought you were. Noah left the kitchen without another word, his phone already ringing with crisis management calls. By noon, every major news outlet was running the story. By evening, Noah Sterling was trending on Twitter for all the wrong reasons. And Ariel was packing her bags, her heart broken by the one person she'd trusted to protect it. The fairy tale was over. The nightmare was just beginning. By Wednesday, Noah had locked himself in his home office, fielding calls from lawyers, PR specialists, and board members who were politely suggesting he take a leave of absence until the scandal died down. His company's stock had dropped 15%. 3 major investors had pulled out. The tech blogs were having a field day with headlines like, "Virgin Billionaire gets schooled by street-smart scammer." Noah hadn't spoken to Ariel since Monday. She tried to approach him twice, but he'd walked away both times. He could hear her moving around the kitchen, still cooking his meals, still trying to maintain some normalcy in the chaos. But normalcy was gone. Jennifer suggested the live stream. You need to control the narrative, she said. Get ahead of this before it destroys everything you've built. What am I supposed to say? The truth, that you were deceived, that you're taking action to protect your company and your investors. Noah knew she was right. He'd built his reputation on being logical, rational, always thinking 3 steps ahead. The public needed to see that he was still that man, not some lovesick fool who'd been played by a pretty face. The live stream was scheduled for Thursday at 6 p.m. Noah set up his camera in the living room, where he and Ariel had shared so many conversations. The irony wasn't lost on him. 50,000 people joined the stream in the first 5 minutes. The chat was moving so fast, Noah couldn't read individual comments, but he could see the general theme. Everyone was waiting for him to address the elephant in the room. Good evening, Noah began, his voice steady despite the chaos in his chest. I want to address the recent allegations and set the record straight about my personal life and my company. The viewer count climbed to 100,000. Over the past month, I employed a private chef who I believed was honest and trustworthy. I now have evidence that this person deliberately deceived me about their marital status and their intentions. In the kitchen, Ariel dropped the plate she was washing. It shattered against the floor, but she didn't move to clean it up. She just stood there, listening to the man she loved destroy her on live television. I want to be clear, Noah continued, that this deception will not affect my company's operations or my commitment to our investors. I've terminated the employee in question, and I'm taking steps to ensure this kind of security breach never happens again. The chat exploded with fire emojis and comments like, "Drag her," and "Get that gold digger out." I also want to address the rumors about my personal life. Yes, I've been focused on building my company rather than dating. I make no apologies for that choice, but I want to assure everyone that I'm not the naive victim some people are making me out to be. That was a lie, and Noah knew it. He felt exactly like the naive victim everyone was saying he was. Going forward, I'll be more careful about who I trust and who I allow into my private life. This experience has been educational, if expensive. The comments were brutal. People were calling Ariel every name in the book, sharing memes about gold diggers, making jokes about Noah's inexperience. But they were also praising him for handling it like a boss and not letting some woman destroy his empire. Ariel studied his face. And what about your company? Your reputation? I don't care about any of that if it means losing you and our child. For the first time since he'd arrived, Ariel smiled slightly. That's a start. 2 days later, Noah went live on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube simultaneously. No PR team, no script, no safety net. Just him, sitting in his Austin office, with over 2 million viewers watching. I need to tell you all the truth about what happened 3 weeks ago, he began, his voice steady but vulnerable. "I publicly accused someone of lying to me. I destroyed her reputation to protect my own. And I was wrong." He explained everything. The investigation into Marcus, the fake wedding video, the edited audio. But more importantly, he talked about his own failures. "I let fear control me. I let other people's opinions matter more than the person I claim to love. I became the kind of man I never wanted to be." The comments were exploding. Some supportive, some angry, some demanding proof. But Noah kept talking. "Ariel never lied to me. She never scammed me. She never did anything except love me when I was too broken to love myself. And I repaid that love by humiliating her in front of the world." He paused, looking directly into the camera. "I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking for my reputation back. I'm asking for the chance to prove that I can be the man she deserves, the father our child deserves." The revelation of the pregnancy sent the internet into overdrive. Hashtag Noah and Ariel started trending within minutes. But Noah didn't care about the trending topics anymore. "If you're watching this, Ariel, I love you. I love our child, and I'll spend the rest of my life proving that love is stronger than fear." The live stream ended, but the internet was just getting started. News outlets picked up the story. Social media exploded with reactions. Some people called it the greatest love story of the year. Others called it a publicity stunt. But in a small daycare in East Atlanta, Ariel watched the broadcast with tears in her eyes. Miss Dorothy sat beside her, holding her hand. "That boy just put his heart on the line for the whole world to see," Miss Dorothy said quietly. "Question is, what are you going to do about it?" Ariel looked at her phone. She had 847 missed calls from Noah, 1,200 text messages, and one voicemail that simply said, "I'm flying to Atlanta. I'll wait as long as you need me to." Love was knocking on her door again. This time, she had to decide if she was brave enough to answer. Noah sat in the parking lot of Miss Dorothy's daycare for 3 hours. He'd been there since 7 a.m., and it was now 10 a.m. He wasn't sure if Ariel would come out, but he wasn't leaving until she did. His phone hadn't stopped buzzing since the live stream. His publicist was panicking. His board was demanding an emergency meeting. Stock prices were volatile. But for the first time in his life, none of that mattered. Finally, the front door opened. Ariel stepped out, wearing a simple yellow sundress that made her look like sunshine. She walked over to his car and got in the passenger seat without saying a word. They sat in silence for a moment, the weight of everything unsaid hanging between them. "You really did it," she said finally. "You told the whole world." "I told them the truth. About Marcus, about my mistakes, about how I feel about you." "And how do you feel about me?" Noah turned to look at her. "I feel like I can't breathe when you're not around. I feel like I was living half a life before I met you. I feel like I'd rather lose everything I've built than spend another day without you." Ariel's hand moved instinctively to her stomach. "And the baby?" "I'm terrified," Noah admitted. "I don't know how to be a father. I don't know how to be a partner, but I want to learn. I want to be there for every doctor's appointment, every midnight feeding, every first step." "What about your company?" "I've been thinking about that. Maybe it's time to step back. Hire a CEO who actually knows what they're doing. Focus on what matters. And what matters to you? You, Jaden, our baby. Building a life that isn't about money or success or what other people think." Ariel was quiet for a long moment. "You hurt me, Noah. Really hurt me. I know, and I don't know if I can go through that again. I don't know if I can trust you not to choose your reputation over me when things get hard." "I can't promise that things won't get hard again," Noah said quietly. "But I can promise that I'll choose you. Every time, no matter what." "How do I know that?" "Because I just did. I chose you over my company, over my reputation, over everything I thought mattered. And I'll keep choosing you every day for the rest of my life." Ariel looked at him, searching his face for any sign of doubt. "I saw your live stream, all of it, and I saw a man who was finally ready to fight for what he loves." Noah felt a flicker of hope. "Does that mean?" "It means I'm willing to try. Slowly, carefully, but I'm willing to try." Noah wanted to kiss her, to hold her, to tell her everything would be perfect. But he knew better now. Love wasn't perfect. It was work. It was choice. It was showing up, even when things got messy. "What do you need from me?" he asked. "Time, patience, and a promise that you'll never humiliate me like that again. I promise. I swear on our child's life, I will never hurt you like that again." Ariel nodded slowly. "Then let's go home." "Home? Austin, we need to figure out how to be a family. All of us." Noah's heart soared. It wasn't a fairy tale ending. It was something better. It was real. It was messy. It was worth fighting for. As they drove away from the daycare, Noah reached over and took Ariel's hand. She didn't pull away. They had a lot of work to do, but for the first time in weeks, Noah believed they could do it together. 6 months later, Noah stood in the delivery room at Austin's top hospital, holding Ariel's hand as she pushed through her final contraction. The journey to this moment had been anything but easy. "One more push, Ariel," the doctor encouraged. "I can see the head." Noah had never been more terrified or more excited in his life. After everything they'd been through, the public scandal, the reconciliation, the slow rebuilding of trust, they were about to meet their daughter. "You're incredible," he whispered to Ariel, squeezing her hand. "You're the strongest person I know." With one final push, their daughter entered the world, crying loudly and perfectly healthy. The doctor placed her on Ariel's chest, and Noah felt his heart explode with a love he'd never imagined possible. "She's beautiful," he said, tears streaming down his face. "She's perfect." "Hope," Ariel said softly, looking down at their daughter. "Her name is Hope." Noah nodded, understanding immediately. Hope was exactly what their daughter represented: a fresh start, a new beginning, a chance to build something beautiful together. The past 6 months had been a masterclass in forgiveness and growth. Noah had stepped back from day-to-day operations at his company, hiring a seasoned CEO while he remained chairman. He'd moved Ariel and Jaden into his Austin mansion, but more importantly, he'd learned to be present. He'd attended every prenatal appointment, every parenting class, every moment that mattered. He'd learned to cook alongside Ariel, to play video games with Jaden, to be part of a family instead of just a provider. The internet had followed their story closely. Some people called it the greatest comeback in social media history. Others remained skeptical. But Noah had learned to care less about public opinion and more about the people who mattered most. "Mr. Noah," Jaden burst through the door, having been waiting with Miss Dorothy, who had flown in from Atlanta. "Is my sister here?" Noah grinned, lifting the 5-year-old up to see baby Hope. "She's here, buddy, and she's gonna need her big brother to protect her." Jaden's eyes went wide with wonder. "She's so tiny. Can I hold her?" "When you're sitting down," Ariel said, smiling through her exhaustion. "But yes, you can hold her." Miss Dorothy wiped away tears. "This old woman has seen a lot in her life, but watching you two rebuild what was broken, that's something special." As the day progressed, Noah found himself reflecting on how much had changed. The man who'd once been too afraid to make eye contact with women was now a father of 2, engaged with the love of his life, and genuinely happy for the first time in his life. Later that evening, as Ariel slept and baby Hope napped in the hospital bassinet, Noah sat in the chair beside the bed, video chatting with his father. The conversation would have been impossible a year ago. "She's beautiful, son," his father said, his voice softer than Noah had ever heard it. "And Ariel, she's good for you. She's made you into a better man. She saved me," Noah replied quietly. "In every way a person can be saved." "When's the wedding?" Noah smiled. "Next month. Small ceremony, just family and close friends. We want Hope to be there. I'm proud of you, Noah, for fighting for what matters." After the call ended, Noah looked at his small family. Ariel sleeping peacefully, baby Hope's tiny fingers wrapped around his thumb, and Jaden curled up in the chair beside him, exhausted from the excitement of the day. This was success, not the billions in the bank or the tech empire he'd built. This messy, beautiful, real life they'd created together. His phone buzzed with a text from Ariel's phone. She must have woken up. "Thank you for not giving up on us," it read. "Thank you for proving that love is stronger than fear." Noah typed back, "Thank you for giving me a reason to be brave." As he looked out the hospital window at the Austin skyline, Noah realized that his story wasn't ending, it was just beginning. He was no longer the lonely billionaire virgin. He was a father, a partner, a man who'd learned that the greatest fortune wasn't money. It was love, and he was the richest man in the world. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, smash that like button and subscribe for more incredible true life stories. What's your take? Do you believe Noah and Ariel will make it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to share this with someone who needs to hear that love really can conquer all. See you in the next story.